Hello, welcome to a slightly off-schedule Grimlight playtest. We've been doing these on like Friday afternoons often. I'm doing one today middle of the week because my Friday is a bit different this week, so let's get on with it. So this is our warband as we left. Well, it's not our warband as we left them actually. This is our warband as they are going to be for this this scenario. And bear with me, let me just make sure my screen is in the right place. There we go. Yeah, so the last scenario didn't go amazingly well. We got a little bit of renown from destroying some of the nexuses. We didn't get anything for killing the horror because we didn't kill the horror. The horror killed us very violently. But yeah, we've built up a bit of resources. However, the thing I'm testing out for this battle is the campaign system that is sort of growing. And what it does, to cut a long story short, you roll a random event between each game. And the event is based on one of 5 elements. So hunger, hatred, domination, oblivion, or ruin. And these are like things that are happening in the world, like separate to your warband. So I rolled Oblivion, and the event that I got was number 4, Bleak Outlook, which says there doesn't really seem to be any point to all of this. Any quality 4+ units that you hire for this battle are treated as quality 5+, but cost 1 point less than normal. Now, unfortunately, we did have like two quality 4+ units in our warband. So for this battle only, they've been bumped down to 5+, but they cost slightly less than normal. So it's there to give you, these events are there to kind of give you an interesting challenge when building your warband and make things feel a little bit different each time. But they're not going to like completely mess you up. So, you know, we've lost the 4+ quality, but we've gained like a point back for each one. So it kind of comes out in the wash. So our Pathfinder and Mr. Smile are going to be operating not quite as well as last time. Our Judge is still here. He's unaffected, so we're going to be relying on him for like the high quality, you know, not needing to roll 5+. So we've got him back, we've got his old hammer back, and then we've hired some new units. Well, sorry, that's not fair on Burke here. So Burke was with us last time, but he was lost, which means he's going to be deploying from round 2. So we don't need to think about Burke just yet. We'll put him out of the way. But from round 2, Burke will join the battle from a random board edge. So this is going to be our warband going in, as well as our usual core guys here. We've got a Herald. So he's going to be able to, at the end of his turn, an ally that they can see makes a free fight or recover, so he's going to help us to get back on our feet and to fight a bit better. The Zealot, he's got a big chainsaw, and his thing is that if he can see his leader, he'll be fighting at 3+ instead. So we want to keep him with our leader. And along the same sorts of lines as that, we've got our Legionnaire. And our Legionnaire has the sort of the shooting equivalent of that ability. So with these two, we want to keep these two in sight of our leader. Now if our leader dies, which did happen last time, but if our leader gets taken out, we are in a bit of trouble because these two are really, really counting on him. So the scenario that we are doing, I'll do the scene first, even though the scene is like the kind of secondary element to the scenario. The scene is negotiation. And we are trying to get to this potential patron to make a deal with them that's going to help us in the future. And they're trying to get to us as well, but they are being hunted by the horror. So they are an unbound unit. So we will be activating them off our turn. And we can move them, but they're a non-combatant. So we can move them, but they can't attack. And we basically just want to keep them out of trouble. And there is quite a lot of trouble because our horror for this battle Oh, sorry. So the patron, our actual goal is to get into contact with him and make a roll and succeed at the roll when we're touching him to like convince him. Now, as you remember, all of our units are quality 5+ for this scenario, which is not good. So we really want to get our leader into contact with him so that he can seal the deal. Now, the horror that's in play today is the Eliminator drone. So the gimmick of this horror, because each horror kind of is meant to like break the rules slightly. So the gimmick of this one is that it doesn't act normally on its own turn. So let me get I'll get the page up. So yeah, it does not move or attack on its own turn, but at the end of its turn, it will roll a response, which for some reason here is called an event because I've not changed the phrase there. So the events list down there, we'll get like the sort of the random end of round response. We'll get that twice. We'll get it once at the end of the round and once at the end of the Eliminator drone's turn. So it's going to do something weird at the end of its turn. And yeah, it's a little bit scary, but you know, it doesn't have any weapons strictly speaking, but we need to kill it. And the way to do that is to target its nexuses. And this thing's nexuses are these mesh drones. So they are nexuses, but they're also minions. So they're going to be moving around and fighting as well. But we can't kill the horror until we kill these. So these move around. They're 4+. So, you know, they're a little bit tough, but nothing too scary. And they've got a little shock discharge thing that they can do. So they can shock us for 1 damage. So that they're not massively scary, but these are going to be our targets. However, it does also have minions. And the minions are these red drones here, which are the Reaper drones. So the Reaper drones have these guns that have a special thing where they can ignore the rule that means you can only shoot once per turn. So they can shoot as many times as they like with their 3 actions. So if you start your turn in their line of sight and then they activate, they will shoot you 3 separate times, which is a little bit terrifying. But they're only 5+, so they're kind of flimsy. We need to take them down. All of these drones, the Eliminator, the Mesh, and the Reaper drones, they all have shields. So when they are readied, they're going to get +1 to their saves. So what we want to do is we want to activate them so they get exhausted, and then we can shoot them and get through their shields. The board that we're using today, for the purposes of this board, we're going to say that the board edge is like where the terrain ends, like here. So we're not playing all the way up to this desert out here. So this board edge will be like here. Now I say this every time, but today I'm genuinely not going to try too hard to like explain the mechanics of the game because it's a playtest, and the previous video I was a little bit more explaining things as we go. But I am going to just try and get through the battle and see if we can get through it in a good time. So, what do I want to do? And I need to remember that our judge has this special ability that we haven't used too well in the past. So our judge, at the end of their turn, they can target an enemy, and any of our allies that can see that enemy get to shoot at them. Or a free attack, rather. So we kind of want to we don't want to bring him on first. I do think we want to bring on Mr. Smile first. Yeah. Because these guys all rely on there being, all 3 of these actually rely on there being another unit on the board to make the most of them. Mr. Smile does as well, to an extent. He's got this Guardian ability. To be fair, this Pathfinder is like the most self-reliant one. So let's do him. Now what's our strategy? Our strategy is to get this patron somewhere out of the sight of all of these, because these drones will all be targeting him. They'll be prioritizing him as a target. So I think we need to get this drone out of the way. But the problem is, you see, if we take the shot at this drone and we don't kill it, it's going to absolutely rip us to shreds. Right, okay. I think to start with, we do just want to It's a tricky one. It's a tricky situation. I'm going to think about killing this Reaper drone. I know that it's going to have its shield up, but I'm going to see if we can kill it with this Pathfinder. So here's what I'm going to do. They're going to deploy here. And then for their first move, they're going to jump up onto this rooftop. Now, we've got a clear shot at the drone, but we're kind of in cover. So we're drawing a little bit of fire here. However, it is going to prioritize the patron. Let me just make sure on that rule. So the patron is being hunted by the horrors. All horrors and minions prioritize the patron as their target when they are visible. Okay, cool. So they're not going to like home in on him. It's only if they can see him that they'll prioritize him as the target. So we're going to draw a bit of fire away from him here. So our Pathfinder, let's do some shooting. So he's only 5+ in this sorry scenario, but he is precise. So that's no, and precise, no, he misses. And then you know what? He's going to stay there. Is he going to stay there? We're kind of asking for trouble. I think we're going to stay there because we're going to have to draw a bit of fire away from this thing. So he's exhausted. And then for our Unbound unit, we're going to activate the patron. And we're going to try and get him over to us. So his first move, he's going to move to here. Second move, he's going to try and jump over this barrier with a 4+. He's going to make it. And he's kind of exactly where I want him to be. Have I just made this like the easiest scenario in the world? I feel like maybe the patron should have been starting on the other side of the board, because normally you'd have two warbands like competing to get to the patron. So that's where the kind of challenge comes in. But at the moment, it's this might be a bit of an easy one, but you know what? After the last few games, we could do with a bit of success, even if it means I have to do a bit of fine shooting afterwards. Okay, cool. So that's that turn. Now we will activate our leader and deploy them. So we'll put our leader here, and we will move to the patron. And then let's see how this patron thing works. At the end of each round, if only one warband has... Okay, so it's the end of the round, so we need to keep him alive until the end of the round. We can't talk to him yet. Or rather, we can't find out whether or not we've sealed the deal with him yet. So our judge is exhausted, but at the end of his turn, he is going to use his condemn ability. Can he see that drone? I'm going to be generous. Say yes, he can see that drone. And he's going to use his condemn ability to have the Pathfinder shoot at him again. So 5+ with a reroll. Come on, you can do it. Nope. It's going to be one of those games, isn't it? Okay, so we want to get rid of this drone, really. I think for now, we want to give ourselves a bit of leeway. So let's activate one of these mesh drones that isn't really doing any harm. So the mesh drones are going to move towards the nearest... They don't have a visible target, so he's going to move towards the nearest non-visible target, which is over here. So that's going to be like one move to get to that gap. And then 4+ to get to there. Nope, and they'll try again. Nope, so he is staying there. So remember, we need to kill these mesh drones before we can attack the eliminator drone, really. Okay. Should we get Mr. Smiling? The thing is, he's not very good, frankly, at the moment, unless he's supporting in like a melee combatant. I think this Legionnaire could be a good shout. So we're going to bring him in here. He can see his leader, which means he's going to be shooting at 3+ against the Reaper drone, and he has a blaster, which is 2 attacks. So he needs 5+. No, he needs 3+ on these attacks. Just barely. And then this Reaper drone has a save of 5+. He makes it, and it's actually a 4+ because he's readied because he's got his shield. Okay, that wasn't amazing. Do we want to try and move? I think we probably do. We're going to move back here, sort of ready to take up a better position next round. Now we'll pick an unbound unit to activate. Let's pick another relatively safe one for now. So if we pick this one here, the closest target is probably our leader. So he's going to move down. And then he's going to try and move to here. 4+. And then he's got sight of our leader. So he's going to try and move into contact. Yeah, I'd say he can just about make that. 4+. Oh. Luckily, he does not make it. Okay. Now we could go for this. Mesh drone here now. I kind of feel like that's not a bad shout. So let's get our Zealot involved. So Zealot. It's going to be one move to get to there, and then one move to get into combat. So he's going to move here with his first action. And then he's going to try and move into contact with the mesh drone, but he'll need to roll. He can see his leader, so he gets +1. So he needs a 4+. He makes it. And he can still see his leader. So his special ability means he's attacking at 3+, with 3 attacks. The dice are not cooperating today. So that's 1 hit. This thing is saving on 4+. Does not make it. What's the shock roll? It's a 9, which means crawl. It's going to make a free move when it goes down, but it's just going to stay in contact with us. So it is down at least. So that's a good start. And then we will exhaust our Zealot. Now we're in a bit of a scary situation with this Reaper drone, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's activate this Reaper drone, again, just because I think it's going to be a relatively safe bet. So he's going to follow this one here. So I guess to try and move trying to move up next to the mesh drone. No, and he'll try again. I'm a little bit scared about when we activate this eliminator because we're going to get that. We're going to get an event, aren't we? So we have our Herald and we have Mr. Smile. Let's get our Herald involved. You know what? Let's not get our Herald. I don't know, because he can give this guy a free fight, which would be really good. Let's do it. So our Herald is going to move to here. And then he's just going to stay here, actually. And just kind of use his ability. So an ally that you can see makes a free fight or recover. So this Zealot is attacking this drone. He's attacking at 3+ because of his special ability, but it's going to be 2+ because the target is down. 3 hits. It's saving on a 4+. It's not making the save. It is dead. So we've destroyed one of the nexuses. So what does that mean? So the effect down here for destroying the first nexus is all mesh drones fire a ranged shock discharge. So it's ranged, it automatically hits for 1 damage. So we'll check, can any of them actually do that? So no, this one hasn't got line of sight to anyone, and neither has that. So luckily, that ability doesn't do anything. So 1 nexus down. We've got 1 renown for destroying a nexus, so we're not going out of this completely empty-handed. Now we need to pick one of the enemies. I'm a little bit scared about this guy. Oh, let's make sure we exhaust our Herald. I'm a little bit scared about this guy. because he can see this our Zealot, but there's not really a way around that. We could try and get Mr. Smile over there to help out, but then we're just putting another unit in the line of fire. Yeah, I hate to say it, but you know, I think we might actually activate the Eliminator drone, because I think we don't want to leave that too long. So when we activate them, they don't do anything, they're just exhausted. But we're going to roll a reaction instead of having a normal turn. A 5. 5. The Eliminator fires its cluster rockets. The nearest D6 enemies, visible or not, each take 1 damage. That's terrifying. So D6 of our guys are going to get hit. 1. The cluster rockets are not working well. Now, I hate to say it, but is the patron the nearest target? So he's 22 inches away. Herald is 24. Zealot 25. Oh no. So he fires a homing rocket at the patron for 1 damage. So the patron is going to go down unless they can save with a 4+. Come on. Ah, and the shock roll is 4. Opportunity. The attacker gets a free move or attack. Well, luckily the attacker isn't going to be able to use that, but the patron is down. So what does that mean for this? Now, it doesn't say in the scenario that the patron has to be standing for us to be able to make this deal, but I think it does make sense if that's the case. So we're going to say that we need to get him back on his feet. So let's get Mr. Smile, medic, on the job. Mr. Smile is going to run up to the patron. He's going to stand here. And he's going to try and revive the patron. So it's patron rolls a 4+ to recover, but he's getting +1 because he's got an ally next to him. Because, you know, we are acting as an ally here. So 3+, please. How did I know? Ah, okay. And then Mr. Smile. You know what? I think Mr. Smile is going to be a hero. Okay. And Mr. Smile is going to try and leap up into contact with this Reaper drone. He needs to roll a 5+, but he's got +1 because he can see his leader. Yes, he does it. So he's engaged this Reaper drone in melee, which means that it won't be able to shoot at us, which is good. So then we'll activate this drone. So all it's going to do is, this is where like the AI of the horrors gets a little bit shaky. When you've got a horror that only has a ranged weapon, they kind of get tied up. There are some that have like a special thing saying that they will try and disengage from combat. But in general, if they are already touching an enemy, they will just engage them in melee. So I'm taking that as a way of saying like these drones are kind of stupid. So luckily, he's just going to make 1 attack against Mr. Smile with a 5+ to hit. No, he's fine. What might be more narratively interesting would be to allow them to shoot their weapons, because they are like gun drones, so allowing them to shoot them in melee might be a bit more appropriate, but I think for now that's okay. So these are all fine. That's all of our units because Burke is not going to be here until next turn, next round rather. So then let's activate this guy. So he's, does he have it? I mean, Burke is kind of in cover. I'm going to use common sense and say that the Reaper drone would spend 1 action to get a line up a clear shot. I know that goes against what I've just said about the drones being stupid. Yeah, you know what? Let's stick to what I've originally said. Let's be consistent, if nothing else. So the Reaper drone is going to be shooting at our zealot, needing a 6 to hit because of the cover. However, it can shoot with all 3 of its actions, so it just needs a 6 to hit. That's the first action, no. Second action, no. Third action, no. So getting in cover and sort of luring it into an ineffective attack is actually not a bad strategy here. And I think we've just got like one of these mesh drones left up here. So this drone's going to go like 1, 1, and it's going to try and use a second move to hop over these barrels. 4+, nope, 4+, yep. So that's everyone. So let's get rid of our exhaustion tokens. And more worryingly, we have the reaction to roll now. So the Eliminator drone gets its reaction at the end of the turn. Let's get a nice big die for this. Come on. 6. The Eliminator moves towards the nearest visible target. If it's now touching them, it will attack with its dismemberment clause. Luckily, there's no visible targets, so he's staying put for now. Now, this is where it's like, do I follow the rules as written, or do I follow the narrative thing? And I know what the right answer is, but I also know what I kind of want to do. So let's look at the negotiation. The patron. At the end of each round, if only one warband has standing units touching the patron, they attempt to sway them. That player chooses one of their standing units that is touching the patron and has them roll. If they pass, the patron agrees to a deal. If they fail, then nothing changes. I think we can make a deal with this guy while he's knocked down. If anything, he's going to be more willing to accept our deal if we're like going to help him up. And the thing to remember is we still need to keep him alive till the end of the battle. So we're already like paying the price of him being down. So I'm going to say we can try and make the deal with him. So our leader needs to roll a 3+ to make the deal. So the patron is on our side. So now all we need to worry about is keeping this patron alive until the end of the battle. Now I have changed slightly the way that no, I haven't changed. I've changed like the way that withdrawing from battle works, but it doesn't really affect us for solo, so we don't need to worry about that. But yeah, we can declare it at the start of a round if the horror's dead or if half of our warband is dead. So we need to keep him alive until we can either kill this horror or get out. So it's our turn. Let's focus on destroying these mesh drones. With it, let's try and kill at least one of them per turn, per round rather. Let's go straight in with, let's get Mr. Smile. I've got a plan for Mr. Smile here. So Mr. Smile is going to, you see, he doesn't really want to be in melee here either. Let's get our judge going. So, okay, our judge, can they get to there in one move? Let's say it's 2. So one move to get to here. And then we're going to try and get up there, which is a 3+. Thank you. And then we are going to hit this Reaper drone with our hammer. Needing a 3+ to hit. Thank you. That thing is saving on a 5+. It does not save. We roll shock on D6 + 1 with this hammer weapon that we've got. 4. So this thing is knocked down, and the attacker, which is us, gets a free attack, which is good. So we're going to try and finish it off. So 2+. That thing is saving on a 5+. It does not save. It is dead. Right, good job. I know that seemed like a bit of a weird use of our leader, but the reason I've done that is that I want to be able to Oh, I've slightly messed this up actually. Yeah, I was hoping I could use condemn and like target someone. No, I've messed it up, but we're going to live with our mistakes here. So our leader is up here in a decent position for future turns. Now we will activate. He's not been activated yet. Let's activate. Wonder if we should like do the eliminator drone and get it. No, I think we should do the eliminator drone later on, because if we can get rid of some of the smaller drones, then some of its special abilities are a bit less scary. So let's activate this mesh drone. It's going to head towards our leader. So there. Then it's going to try and jump up here, needing a 4+. And it'll try again with its third action. No. That's a shame, because we kind of wanted it to get up here. Now we will activate Mr. Smile. Mr. Smile is going to move to here. He's putting himself in a little bit of a hazardous situation here, but he does have a clear shot on this mesh drone. So he's got a blaster in this game. 2 attacks, needs a 5+ to hit. No, come on, Mr. Smile, that's poor. And that's all we can do with him for now. And then we will activate this mesh drone here. So that will move to here. And then it will try and move up into contact with Mr. Smile. I think it can make it in one. Oh, it does. And then, if I can not drop it on the floor. So we're going to say that it's in contact with Mr. Smile. And it doesn't need to attack. It just automatically hits for 1 damage, and that's its special thing. So Mr. Smile is taking 1 damage, but he's 5+ with tough, so he gets a reroll. Thank you, Mr. Smile. And then this mesh drone is exhausted. It's a bit of a shame that... No, okay, with the Zealot, he's going to hop up here so we can see the leader. Oh, no, he's not the... I'm getting mixed up here between which one's the shooting one. He's just going to charge in because we can probably take this thing down. I know we're getting distracted from like the mesh drones, but taking out these Reapers would be quite nice as well. So the Zealot here is attacking with 3 attacks, 5+. That's 1 hit. That thing's saving on a 4+. It's down. What's the shock? 8. Fight back. So it's going to make an attack back with 5+ to hit. It hits our Zealot, but our Zealot saves. Okay, and then our Zealot has 1 action left, so it's going to attack again. This time hitting on a 4+ because the target is down. 2 hits. 4+ save. It's dead. Good work. After the last scenario, so the last, if you weren't around for the last game we played, the last scenario was like this Forsaken one where it was like a zombie horde, and you couldn't kill them until a certain timer had like run down. So all you could do was like slow them down, and it was fun, but it's like frustrating as well because you're just having to weather the storm. It's so nice to just be able to actually take enemies off the table. What did I forget to do? I forgot about Burke, didn't I? So he deploys from a random table edge, which I'd completely forgotten about. So we will use Burke now. He's deploying from the back table edge. He really was lost. So Burke's like, are we going to take on this thing ourselves? I don't know. It feels like it could be fun. I think we might as well try and shoot this drone. I mean, Burke is kind of terrible, but at least he'll be drawing fire. So we're going to put him... where are we going to put him? It's a shame we can't get up here. I think he's just going to like deploy here and then just move right up to here, right in the danger zone, and he's going to try and shoot this mesh drone in the back. So he needs a 5+ to hit, which would be a miracle. Oh, I thought I was tempting fate there in a good way. And then what's he going to do? I think he's going to stay there, actually. Oh, we've already exhausted him. Right, an unbound unit. We'll use this Reaper drone. Now, can this Reaper drone see Burke? No, but it can see Mr. Smile. So it's going to shoot at Mr. Smile. I think it's fair to say... I don't know if Mr. Smile does have cover. I don't think he does. But this mesh drone is engaged with him. So any ones that this Reaper drone rolls are going to hit the mesh drone instead. So 5+ to hit. No. Try again. He misses and he hits the mesh drone, which is saving on a 4+. Ah, we could do it. This is some good friendly fire. I hadn't considered this. And then one more attack. It's another hit on his ally, the mesh drone. 4+ save. The mesh drone is damaged. And what's the shock? 9. Crawl, make a free move. Well, no, it doesn't need to. It's already in contact. But thank you, Reaper drone, for doing our job for us. That's much appreciated. So who do we have left? We have our Herald, our Legionnaire, and our Pathfinder. Now, our Pathfinder has this shortcut thing. I should have really put them on the edge so that we could make more use of that. But we're in a bit of a bad place now because I don't know. We could be. We want to be able to shoot this one here. So I think we just need to accept that it's going to be a bit of a dead turn for these two. Let's get our Herald up here. So, one move to climb up a level. And then, I guess they're going to try and like jump over here. So 4+ because they can see their leader. Nope. I'm not re-rolling it. And then, yeah, oh sorry, we'll try again. So, oh no. So he's staying where he is. Okay, and then we forgot about the patron. So we're not going to activate the patron because actually, well, if we keep the patron back here, actually, he's fine. So we will try and have him recover. He gets up. And we're just going to keep him like around here. So we'll sneak him in there. So we've kind of like basically won that scenario. Because the enemies aren't really going to get to him. And then we just have our Legionnaire and our Pathfinder. Right, I know what I'm doing. Pathfinder is going to drop down here. Then they're going to use their shortcut ability. They're running a 5+ though. Let's try and move to like here, which they'll need a 5+ to do. No. Then we'll try to move to like here, 5+. Okay. So, well, we'll actually put them like here. So we're playing the long game here because we're going to try and sneak up around the side here. And then for the unbound unit, is there anyone left? I think we've activated, oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, so we will activate the Eliminator. What does it do? I think that's the cluster rockets again. How many is it firing this time? 3. So who are the 3 nearest targets? It is the 3 nearest, isn't it? Yeah, the 3 nearest enemies, visible or not, take 1 damage. So that'll be Burke. It's going to be Burke, Mr. Smile, and yeah, it's going to be Burke, Mr. Smile, and our judge. So Burke, you're saving on a 5+. No. What's the shock roll? 4. Opportunity. The attacker gets a free move or attack. No, it's not happening, is it? So our judge. Well, let's do Mr. Smile first. 5+ save. There you go. Even when he's weakened, Mr. Smile knows what to do. And our judge 3+ save. Of course he fails. This is the point where like our leader dies and everything goes to shit. Shock roll is 7, which is no further effect. I was so ready for that to be an instant kill. So our leader is down. Let's put him down. Okay, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. But that is the eliminator drone is now done. So we've got this legionnaire that's like a little bit out of position really. Let's try and get to our leader. So one move to there. We're going to try and move to here again. So it's 5+. Yes. And then we'll try and hop up here so that we're actually in contact with our leader. 5+ again. No. So we're doing better. Okay. And I think that's everyone. So let's get rid of these exhaustion tokens. So we didn't manage to destroy a Nexus in this round, but we're doing okay. And we've, you know, mostly been able to weather the storm. So now we get the actual end of round reaction. 4. The Eliminator fires a web of searing beams targeting every enemy it can see. Okay. Can it see Mr. Smile or anyone like that? No. This thing is really scary. You want to stay away from it until you need to engage. Strictly speaking, it should be in the center of the board. So I could potentially have put it there and made things really nasty, but we've got to give ourselves something to work with. However, it can definitely see Burke. So it's a 3+ to hit. Oof, Burke manages to not get hit by the searing beam. So that's the end of the round. A new round begins. Now, can we destroy 2 Nexuses in one round? Well, what happens when we destroy the Nexus? Let's think ahead. When we destroy the next Nexus, there's going to be a response. And when we destroy the last one, all the Reaper drones are going to make a free attack. But there's only one Reaper drone left, and he's kind of out of the way. So I'm not too worried about that. Our Herald, I want you to... Right, the Herald is going to have a fantastic turn. So he's going to move into contact with our leader. And then he's going to help our leader up. So our leader will recover on a 2+. Thank you. And then they will spend their... They won't do anything with their third action, actually. But for their end of round effect, they will have Mr. Smile attack. Make a free attack against his mesh drone. So Mr. Smile hits on a 4+ because the target is down. The target saves on a 3+. It's dead. Mr. Smile smashed the mesh drone to pieces. So, unfortunately, we do have to roll a response now. That's a 2. All Reaper drones make a free attack. Okay, so this one can see Mr. Smile. But he's only hitting on a 5+. Yeah, I had to say it. Mr. Smile saving on a 5+. Yeah, Mr. Smile, even when he's 4+, he's fine. Even when he's 5+, rather, he's fine. So our Herald is done. That was a good turn. I want to get this guy. So I'm going to actually activate them. So they'll move up here for their first action. And then I guess they're trying to get to our Herald. So they'll move to there. And then they'll need a 4+ to move into contact with our Herald. They will do it. And they will zap our Herald for 1 damage. Our Herald saving on a 5+. Nope. And the shock roll. 8. Fight back, free attack. So he's hitting on a 5+. No. So our Herald is down, but it's a small price to pay. Now, our Judge is going to move into contact with the mesh drone. And he's going to whack him with his hammer. 3+. It's 2 damage, 4+ save. Nope. And its shock roll is d6 plus 1. Thrown. No, sorry, that's 4. Opportunity. The attacker gets a free move or attack, so it's knocked down. And then we'll have our free attack, hitting on a 2+, saving on a 4+, or else it's dead. It's dead. Gone. All 3 nexuses destroyed, so now the horror, the drone, is vulnerable. We can kill it. We have an action left, actually, but we're going to roll the response. No, we don't roll a response. It's all the Reaper drones make a free attack. So this guy's going to attack Mr. Smile again. But then our leader is going to have 1 action left. He does hit Mr. Smile. 5+ save. Mr. Smile is wounded. And the shock roll. What's that? I mean, that is insulting. An insulting way for Mr. Smile to go out on a tilted die. But it is a 5, as you can see. So that's a double, which means the Reaper drone does blast Mr. Smile away. But Mr. Smile gets 1 last gasp, and he's going to shoot at this Reaper drone with his last gasp attack. So he's going to hit on a 5+. No. Unlucky, Mr. Smile. I mean, Mecharm was literally just saying in the chat about how it's good to see Mr. Smile shine. And then seconds later, he gets blasted away. But he's contributed well to this battle. Definitely. So yeah, this Reaper drone finally gets a kill, but that's okay, because the Eliminator is now vulnerable. Okay. Our leader has 1 action left, that's right. I guess we might want to help the Herald up. Yeah, let's help the Herald up. So the Herald is going to need a 4+ to recover. No, never mind. And for our unbound unit, we'll activate this Reaper drone because we don't really care about him now. So he's going to use 1 move to get to here. He can't see us, can he? No, he's going to have to get up there to target us. So he's going to try and move up to the wall 5+. He'll make it. And then he'll try and climb the wall with another 5+. No. So he's staying down here. I mean, do we want to waste time with Burke? I think Burke's job is now to just be like target practice for the Eliminator drone. You know what, let's get our Pathfinder in on the action. So they're going to move to here. And then they're going to try and move. Is there a place where they can get a shot at the drone? I think like here, to be fair. They're going to try and use their shortcut ability to nip around to there, but they need to roll a 5+. Oh, hoo, hoo, hoo. He's in. And then it's definitely in cover, but we can definitely see it. So it's he needs a 6 to hit, but he's precise. And what's his weapon? Just 1 shot. So 6 with a reroll, please. With a reroll. Oh, come on. So that's 2 damage to the Eliminator drone. Unfortunately, what I didn't remember is that it's shielded, so it's saving on a 3+. But we're causing 2 damage. Saving on a 2+. Oh, it fails one of its saves, so it is wounded. And now what's the shock roll? 9. Crawl, make a free move. Wait, it doesn't move. The drone is down. It's not going to be down for long because I think it might actually have its turn next. No, because technically we do have another unbound unit, which is this patron. So we'll actually activate the patron instead. So let's exhaust him. So we'll activate the patron and we'll just kind of move him. We'll move him over here so he's like out of the way. So we have 1 turn left before this thing is going to get up. Who do we have that's available? Where's our zealot? Am I going mad? Yeah, we had a zealot round here, didn't we? I'm losing the plot. So we have our Legionnaire. Have I like deleted our Zealot? I think maybe when I was deleting the exhaustion tokens, I was a little bit aggressive. So what I will do is let me just bring him back into the game. I'm gonna have to like recreate everyone. Bear with me. So we don't need that. So we just need you. Okay, so where were you? Our Zealot was like over here, I think. So they're still kind of far away. I think we need to use our Legionnaire. It's really our only hope. So our Legionnaire is going to move up here with their free move, and then they're going to try and like run to here. They can see the leader, so they're going to be moving on a 4+. No, they'll try again. Okay, so they're there for next time, but that's a bit of a pain because that we would have had a nice little shot here to potentially destroy the horror. We haven't killed a horror yet in this game when we've played it. Right, now we have to activate the drone. It's bugging me that this Zealot is somewhere. I feel like we're going to have 2 on the board now at some point. So, yeah, the Eliminator drone is going to try and recover on a 3+. Yeah, of course it does. And then it's going to roll a reaction. 2. All Reaper drones make a free attack. That's fine, because that Reaper drone can't see anyone. Okay. So we have 1 unit. We have 2 units left. We have our Zealot and we have Burke. Let's try and get our Zealot round to a point where we can charge. I think we're actually better coming up here, just because I don't know. I think it will just work better. So we're going to move here, and then we're going to try and move over to there because we can see our leader. You see, so we can stand a better chance of moving. 4+. No, try again. So we're just kind of getting in place at the moment for the final attack. And then Burke. I mean, if Burke can stand up, this will be a incredible event. Actually, yeah, well, I've said that. He's tough, so we can re-roll. But he still fails. Because Burke just seems to fail at everything. I'm sorry, Burke fans. Okay, so I think that's the end of the turn. End of the round. So I'm hoping next round could be the last, one way or another. Feels like we're approaching the end. Okay, he was down, wasn't he? Okay, that's everyone. And now let's roll a reaction. Number 6. The Eliminator moved towards the nearest viable target. Oh no, okay. So the Eliminator moves into contact with Burke and it attacks with its dismemberment claws. So which is a 2x2 attack, and targets that roll a 1 on any of their saves are taken out. So it's hitting on a 2+. Oh, so just the 2 damage. Burke needs to roll a 5+, but if any of these are 1s, he's dead. He can re-roll because he's tough. I mean, no, but he is dead anyway, so he is ripped to shreds. Something else that I forgot to mention is that our Pathfinder was injured, which means if they if they get taken out of this battle, they're like dead for good, which is not great. So we probably want to make sure that they don't die. Okay, new turn. Here's what I'm thinking. We want this guy to shoot while he can see our leader, so he's actually in a great place. So let's shoot at the drone with our blaster. So 3+ to hit. 1 hit. The eliminator drone is saving on a 2+, unfortunately. Okay, worth a go. Now, you know what? Actually, yeah, I am going to leave him here. And then we're going to actually activate the eliminator drone straight away because we want to get shields down. So on its turn, it's going to roll a 6. So that's the dismemberment claw thing again. So it moves towards the nearest target. So it's going to actually move like up to here. So it's coming for us, which is a little bit scary. But it actually kind of helps as well. So let's pile in on it. Our brave leader. No, let's get our zealot in. Yeah, we want to get our zealot in first. I'll explain why. So he's going to jump down because downward movement is like more generous. So I think we can do that in one move. And then he's attacking. He can't see his leader, so he needs a 5+ to hit. No, and then he'll try another attack. 2 hits. 3+ save. It saves. Now, I know you're thinking that why didn't I get my leader down there first, but you'll see why in a minute. Because it all comes down to the leader's like special ability that I want to make sure I'm using well. So then it's going to be the Reaper drone. Now, unfortunately, this Reaper drone can see our zealot, but as you know, they are indiscriminate and they will shoot into friendly fire. So it's going to hit on a 5+. So 2 of them hit us and 1 of them hits the Reaper drone. The zealot is saving on a 5+. No, and the shock roll is a 7, which is no further effect. So he's down. He's also hit the Reaper drone, which is saving on a 3+. Oh, that's fine. It's going to shoot again, needing a 5+ to hit. No, but 1 hit on the Reaper drone, which is saving on a 3+. And then last attack, 1 hit on the zealot, who's saving on a 5+. No, he's dead. So it's going slightly wrong, I won't lie. We had 7 members of our warband, so we haven't lost half yet. But it's going a little bit awry. But we have our leader. That's the ace up our sleeve. So, Beric's get in there. He's going to swing his hammer. 3+ to hit. One more time. 3+ to hit. Thank you. 2 damage. 3+ save. Ah! Rubbish. But there is another chance here. So there's no more unbound. Well, I guess the other unbound unit is the... We're forgetting about the patron now. We've got the patron off to safety. Our herald. He needs to recover. Why didn't we help him recover when we were there? 5+. Ah, we've messed this up royally. I was hoping to get the herald down there, but we're actually in a bit of a bad way now. So let's roll a... Uh-oh. I know what 6 is. So he's going to attack our judge with the dismemberment claw. So it's 2 times 2, 3+ to hit. Thank you. That is a stroke of luck that we needed. That could have gone very badly. So all the action is now kind of focused in on this little bit here. I say that we've missed a unit. We've forgotten about our Pathfinder. So he's going to use his ability to get here, where he can get... Can he get a clear shot? I mean, I always say to be generous with cover. So unfortunately, I'm going to say that he hasn't got a clear shot, but he can hit this guy on a 6. But there's a risk that he's going to hit our leader. But you got to go for these things. Nope. Reroll. So close. Right. So now it's the start of a new turn. That was a little bit of a top up. Right, here's what we need to do. This Reaper drone is... Our leader is in like a bit of a dangerous place here. I think we need to just go for the drone. So, 3+ to hit. That's a hit. 3+ save for the Reaper drone. No. For our next attack, 3+ to hit. And then for our final action, we are going to try and move into contact with this Reaper drone. I know it seems like a weird thing to do, but it will help us. So he needs to roll a 3+ to move away. He does. So we're at least not going to get shot up by this Reaper drone. And at the end of his turn, he can condemn a unit. So we're going to condemn the Eliminator drone so that our Legionnaire can shoot. And our Legionnaire can see the leader, so they can actually fire at 3+. Come on, this is like, this is why you should never undervalue things like precise. Which brings me to this guy, because he can also see the drone, so he's going to be able to shoot as well. So he still needs a 6, but he is precise. No. Okay, so that's our leader. Now we'll activate the Reaper drone, and the Reaper drone is going to attack with a unarmed melee attack and miss. Thank you. Now, we're going to activate our Legionnaire again and use his actual attack on the drone this time. So 3+ to hit. 1 hit. 3+ save. No. He's going to stay there because he's actually got a good place. Now we're going to activate the Eliminator drone and see what it will do. 3. The Eliminator fires a Seeker missile at the nearest enemy, visible or not. Oh. So who's closer? 3 inches. 2 inches. So the Legionnaire is going to get shot with this Seeker missile. So what's the Seeker? 1 times 4. So he needs a 3+ to hit. The missile misses. Thank you very much. Herald, we could do with you getting up, please. 5+. No. And then the Pathfinder. We're going to move the Pathfinder to here. So they've actually got a clean shot on the Eliminator. And they are going to shoot 5+ precise. No. So remember when I said this was going to be the last turn? Have I, like, properly jinxed it? Right. Sorry, I was strategizing in my head there because we're in a bit of a bad way. I feel like this could have all been so different if I'd recovered, if I'd helped this Herald to recover like I'd planned. So, end of round, what does he do? All Reaper drones make a free attack. So, it's going to be an unarmed attack. And it doesn't hit. So, now, it's our turn. Judge. What you do? No, we're going to use the Legionnaire first. No, you know what? We're going to use the Herald first. I know it seems weird, but they need to roll a 5+ to get up. No. Because I want to activate the Eliminator drone, because I want to get his shields down. So it rolls a 6, which is the Dismemberment Claw. So it moves in to attack our leader. 3+ to hit. They both hit. That's 4 damage. So our leader is a 3+ with tough. Oh no. So with this Dismemberment Claw, when you roll a 1, you are instantly killed on your save. So our leader is taken out. And I think that might be our hope of victory, going out with him. No, you know what? There's still a small chance, but that hurts. That definitely hurts. Okay. We will activate our Legionnaire, I guess. So his leader's not around anymore, so he needs a 5+ to hit. No, he can't do it. Yeah. And then we're going to activate this Reaper drone. So who's the closest target? 7-6 or yeah. So it's going to jump up here and he's going to shoot at our Legionnaire. 5+ to hit. That's one hit. Our Legionnaire saving on a 5+. Nope. And the shock roll is a 6. Panic. Attack the nearest target, friend or foe. So we're going to go down, but we're going to go down shooting. 5+ to hit. No. The Reaper drone is going to attack again, using a 5+ to hit. They both hit. 5+ save. Of course he doesn't make it, and that is our Legionnaire dead. It can all go wrong so quickly in this game. Our Pathfinder. Is he our last unit on the board? 2, 3, 4. Who am I missing? We have our Pathfinder and our Herald that is, yeah, down. Okay, Pathfinder. We're going to take the shot, but we're going to say that this is the last chance now. So, precise 5+. This is going to be our last attempt. We can re-roll it. That's a hit. 2 damage to the Eliminator drone. 3+ save. It's wounded. The shock roll. A double here would be beautiful. 7, which is no further effect. However, we do have a chance. Hear me out. So the drone is down. That was our first action. We're going to run in. And our Pathfinder is going to attack in melee with their knife. 4+ to hit. 3+ save. Ah! But there's a chance. There's still a chance. So that's the end of this round. But yeah, let's roll the response first of all. 3. The Eliminator fires a Seeker missile. Well, it can't because it's down. So that's fine. So we do have a chance here. I think we want to just think about whether we move back to shoot it. I think we're better off just using our unarmed attack. So 4+ to hit. 4+ to hit. It's 1 damage. 3+ save. Oh, no. And then who are we going to activate? I mean, I think we'll declare that we are withdrawing because I think this is a lost battle now. We might as well fight to the death here. The Reaper drone is going to move to here. And it's going to shoot at the Herald. So I think this is kind of a foregone conclusion. That's a hit. Can the Herald save on a 5+? No. So we only have the Pathfinder left. And they're the ones where if they die for real. So yeah, it's just going to be the Eliminator trying to recover on a 3+. Oh, there's a chance. And what's its response at the end of the round? 1. All drones make a free recovery. That's not what I wanted to hear. So it's going to try again to recover on a 3+. It does recover. So that's bad. Okay, I think we are going to take the withdrawal on this one because I can see the way this is going. We're not going to fight to the death. Okay, so what did we get out of that? At the end of the battle, what we need to be looking at is we get, where did I put it? I've moved this document around a little bit, so let me get to the campaign page. Renown. So we get a point of renown if we destroyed at least 1 nexus, which we did. If we destroyed all nexuses, which we did, we didn't destroy the Horus. So we're going to get 2 more renown. prestige is if you kill the horror or if you achieve the objective. So we did achieve the objective. So we have the options from the patron scenario. We can now buy them. And we have an extra prestige. Sorry, it's called negotiation, not patron. So we can now recruit things from this reward section. So basically it lets us buy one piece of equipment from the 2-point and the 3-point list on other factions, which is kind of cool because there's some good equipment on there. More worryingly, we need to roll some casualty rolls. So these 6 units were all taken out. Some of them performed admirably, others less so. Well, let's do this the dramatic way. We'll get you all lined up. Right, well, Burke is no longer lost for now. I think Burke might be retiring, if I'm being completely honest. Not sure what he brings to the table. Let's roll. So we'll put these in order. I don't see any ones, which is a decent sign, but so our Herald rolls a 4. Injured. So that's where they'll if they get taken out in the next battle, then they're dead. 2 is roll or die. Mr. Smile needs to roll a 5+. Mr. Smile, you are gone. I'm sorry for all the Mr. Smile fans. I mean, he did have a good day, but he wasn't performing at his best at the very end. Burke, you need to roll or die as well. 5+, well, good. Seen the last of you, Burke. I mean, we can make Mr. Smile Mark 2, but we just can't reuse that miniature in the next battle. That's the way that death works in this game. It's like, I'm realistic. I know that if you've painted this little robot, you're going to want to use it, but we'll have to bring him back as a different rebuild. But we can't bring him back next time. Our Zealot is also injured. In fact, so is our Legionnaire. Lots of injuries. So it's okay for now, but it is a bit worrying for the next battle. And our Judge, of course, just gets some awesome scars. So and our Pathfinder survived, so they're no longer injured. So let's keep all these guys together. We don't have to like bring them all back next time, but I kind of like doing that. I'm gonna keep all these together and stash them away for the next game. I think we'll do another one next week. Okay, so yeah, thank you for joining me and watching me fail again. I mean, I say fail. The horrors are meant to be, it's not meant to be balanced so that you will usually beat the horrors. That's the thing. It's meant to be a terrible scenario and you're meant to face a challenge. And I feel like we could have won. It never felt like we were like facing insurmountable odds. And that was the same with the Forsaken scenario last time. We could have won that if a few rolls had gone differently. So it does feel, I'm enjoying that side of it. There's some fine tuning to do on the scenarios, to say the least. The patron thing was a little bit too straightforward. But I think the drone horror is good. They have the feel that I wanted, which is like the idea of this central control drone that's got like all these little ones swarming around, and they kind of act slightly unpredictably and have these advanced systems. So yeah, I'm happy with that. As always, you can go to bastionland.com to find out what's going on with Grimlight. I've recently redone the Patreon, so if you go to patreon.com/bastionland, you can see whether there's anything that interests you on there. But until next time, thank you for joining me, and bye for now.